If you compare an Arctic Monkeys concert from their latest tours with one from early in their career, one of the main differences is how Alex Turner now drags his vocals.
So tell me, where's your hiding place? I'm worried I'll forget your face. So tell me, where's your hiding place? You see, I'm worried I'll forget your face. And I've asked everyone.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
Alex is changing up the vocal line, singing slightly offbeat compared to the original version of the song. This is called backphrasing, a jazz technique where the singer creates musical tension by delaying the delivery of the expected melody and lyrics. And that was just an example with Cornerstone, but Alex is doing this pretty much on every song of their back catalog. I've read comments where people think he's doing that to troll fans so that they can't sing along, because you don't know when he's gonna chew out that next lyric. But in my opinion, it's probably just because he's sung these songs so many times that he probably wants to keep them fresh by giving them a new life. We also need to keep in mind that Turner is a huge fan of Lou Reed, Serge Gainsbourg, Nick Cave, Leonard Cohen, all of whom significantly changed up their vocal deliveries in live versions of their songs, including singing off beats. Another example is Frank Sinatra, whose music Alex was exposed to a lot as a child.
The final curtain. My friend, I'll make it clear.
So this way of lagging slightly after the beats isn't unique to Alex, but it is unusual for rock bands to use it. He actually started using this approach on the 2016 tour of The Last Shadow Puppets.
With this fairy tale is climbing up on the mountain far too steep. I coloring our pictures with your royal hands.
But the thing is, Alex Turner has always been adding new techniques to his vocals. Over the years as the band evolved, so did their musical abilities, including Alex's vocal technique. Alex has mentioned multiple times that the Shadow Puppets project allows him to experiment further with musical ideas.
But I think with this project, the moment you recognize it is outside what you usually do, in terms of like the Arctic Monkeys or, you know, Miles Kane's solo, it gives you the confidence to do things like sing differently.
In fact, backphrasing isn't the only change that appeared in his vocals. There are many other elements that he gradually added and often debuted with the Shadow Puppets. Vibrato.
Recognize this fool that you have made me. Oh, I ain't seen him for a while.
This song, Sweet Dreams Tennessee, has vibrato all over it. It's something that he almost never did before that second Puppets record, but that he incorporated into the Arctic Monkeys after that, alternating between chest voice and falsetto. For example, during the outro of The Bourne Identity,
And still afloat, but can't you see the cracks appearing?
this is another vocal technique that has become somewhat a staple of Alex's vocal lines on the following Arctic Monkeys records, Tranquility Base and The Car. Singing softly. Again, something which he started doing on Everything You've Come to Expect and used on the following Monkeys albums.
So this time, with that in mind, it's like, what else can we do now? So sometimes on this one, I was trying to sing really softly.
Your eyes are heavy and the weather's getting ugly. So pull over, I know the place. Don't you know an apparition is a cheap date? What exactly is it you've been drinking these days?
On both Tranquility Base and The Car, he often sings with restraint to achieve a specific vocal effect, but this is only in the pseudo versions. We can hear a clear difference when listening to live versions of songs like Body Paint or Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. Playing less guitar on stage. For the first 5 albums, it was really rare to see Alex Turner without a guitar on stage, aside from like Potion Approaching and Pretty Visitors, but even then it was like half of the song, and then he would just run to grab the guitar in time for the solo. Fast forward to 2018 and 2023 tours, there are way more songs where he leaves the guitar aside. This is probably to focus more on the singing and moving around more on stage. Alex had already expressed a desire to move towards that back in 2013, even though it wasn't really the case until the Shadow Puppets 2016 tour, where he started to bring more theatrics into his performances. Finally, most songs are played in a way slower tempo than the original studio versions. This allows Alex to kind of enunciate each syllable and also to sing more melodically.
Yeah, I was reaching for something vocally that I hadn't done so before, but again, that came from the approach the first time round, and this idea that when we made that record, I can't remember trying to even sing before that. I didn't really think of it as singing until then, and Miles and I wrote those songs for the first record, and suddenly it was like we were trying to sing like singers.
Josh Homme, who produced Arctic Monkeys' third record, Humbug, encouraged Alex to go in that direction. In an interview with Sound on Sound magazine, he mentioned, Alex started to find places in his voice that he had never used before. He naturally has that swagger, so it is not forced or contrived. A lot of his earlier stuff had almost been talked through, so I was like, it's time to sing, especially since you can, so let's really work on those melodies. So adding up all those elements together make the vocals sound completely different to what they sounded like in the early career of the band. There's this interesting interview from 2022 where, when asked whether he could have imagined singing like this back in the day, Alex answers no, saying that at the time, he was just focused on getting the words out rather than trying to sing melodically. If we follow the evolution of the band, we can see that they're always looking forward and that they aren't particularly fond of their early songs. So using this new vocal approach on older songs is perhaps just a way to play the songs that the fans expect to hear while still putting a new spin to them based on their current headspace. And, rather than trying to recreate something that they recorded like ages ago when they were still kids.
But it kind of feels like a lot of them older tunes, and like we don't play a lot of them because it feels like you can't anymore, like whatever it took to sort of write and like play them songs when we used to isn't there anymore. And for some reason, some of them have a longer shelf life than other ones, or it sort of sometimes feels like we're doing like covers of, it feels like they're like cover songs that we play like.
Anyway, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.